to the House of Good Times, otherwise known as The Show. The Show is a place where you find us highlighting creators and artists that you want to see and know more about. And not that I need to remind you of this, because you already know, but we always bring it to you live right here on YouTube. So if you didn't know, now you know. Now, we're caught up on all the housekeeping. Feel free to warm up those fingers and send us all your comments and questions throughout the show because, like your grandmother over the holidays, we just love hearing from you. I am your host. I am still your host, Dan Stagliano. Haven't lost a job yet. Yes, good work. Now, I don't mind telling you that we have a brilliant show lined up for you today. Let me give you a fair warning, though. If you have a pair of sunglasses, I'm going to give you a second. Go grab them, because my next two guests are so hot, they'll burn your retinas, baby. Alrighty, let me give you a little peek behind the curtain here. Between these two handsome chaps, they've ticked off, are you ready? Fashion design, acting, dancing, modeling, and have I forgotten anything? Oh yes, a little thing called a daytime Emmy. What? Ladies and gents, if I had a curtain, I'd pull it back right now to reveal these two. Welcome to the show, Grasan Kingsberry and Kyle Kleiboeker. How are you, gentlemen?
Hey, how's it going, Dan?
Oh, we're doing all the better for seeing you two handsome blokes. Did you like that intro? Man, those sunglasses. Stevie wondered that with those sunglasses, you handsome blokes. Now listen, this isn't a bad body of work you boys have collated here. Bam, get it? Body of work? Because you both chiseled out of marble and we're talking about fashion? That was a horrible joke to start the show. I apologize. Just pretend I never said that. Listen, on a serious note, gents, tell us all about Subject to Change. What is it and what was the inspiration behind it?
Wow. You want to go first, since it was kind of like your brainchild, your baby?
Yeah, Subject to Change, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always dreamed of having something that I'm a part of from the very beginning, my own clothing brand. And really, Grasan was just someone who encouraged me to do it. I think fear has held me back for a really, really long time. And the two of our brains combined, as well as our, best friend Brooke, she's a co-founder as well. I think it was just kind of the perfect storm for us to really just, for me at least, to grow a pair and to just try it. You know what I mean? And like, what's the worst that could happen? And, I would always just look back and wonder if I wouldn't have done this, what it could have been. So it's really something that we've just always dreamed of and came together to collaborate and make it what it is.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, it's given us an opportunity to create something on our own.
Like Kyle, and like you mentioned, Dan, we're in the industry of entertainment, fashion, fitness industry. With this company, it allows us to literally create everything on our own and go away from the status quo. A lot of the things that we publicize with our fashion is putting marginalized groups in the forefront. So that was really important to us. And being a gender neutral company, we wanted to really emphasize that we're an all-inclusive brand. We're an all-inclusive small business. And it's been really exciting to use our creativity through fashion and through our own unique brand. So that's kind of how we got into it.
I think that's fantastic. That was actually one of the questions I wanted to ask. Did you gents see a niche market or a space or a gap in the market where you felt the need to introduce gender neutral clothing? And what does that mean? So let's say some of our audience members aren't quite, up on that. What does that mean, gender neutral clothing?
So it basically means that we are all encompassing. In regards to our style, so that there's no men's section and women's section, how you would have on a traditional website or a clothing store, an e-commerce store, where you go on and if you like it, you can wear it. We go from, most of our sizes go from extra small up to 2X, sometimes 3X. So we're not just one body type, we're not just one aesthetic. We want to celebrate all the diversity in humankind, all shapes, all sizes, men, women, non-conforming. We're a part of the LGBTQ community. So that was also something important to represent the communities that we are a part of.
And I feel like that's something that's really strong that shows in your product and your product line. I got a little confession. I stalk your website often, looking to see what's
Please
coming
do.
out next. But that's one of the things I noticed, that the product lines are perfect for anybody, any shape, any size, any gender. It really is all encompassing and all inclusive. And Kyle, since you said this was kind of like your baby to begin with, and Grasan jumped on and really helped push you forward with that, was that always the direction you wanted to move in, or was that something with your other co-creators that maybe came along a little later?
It's definitely something. I've had a lot of experience in the modeling industry, and there have been so many times where I felt like I didn't fit in, and I wanted to really create something where everybody felt empowered, everybody felt sexy, and just I just wanted to involve everyone. And so I think that really was something that we wanted to capitalize on from the very beginning, is just making sure everybody felt included, everybody felt seen, and everybody felt empowered to climb on board with us and really just rock all these looks. I think a lot of it came from my frustration, like being bored shopping in the men's department. So like, I'm a giant 6'5" man, and like I would dive into the women's section and like try to find things that I thought like I could wear. And so we really wanted to cross that kind of boundary, or what was the norm as far as kind of gender conforming roles in fashion.
So literally, cutting edge. I'm going to use that phrase, cutting edge, but literally. So here's my experience. I've got to be honest with you, gents. My fashion designer when I was young was my little Italian grandmother, who was always sitting in a little corner chair, knitting away, beanies, scarves, chunky knitwear. But I'd imagine for gentlemen like yourselves, having your own fashion label is possibly a little more in depth than that. So can you take us through the steps of starting and running your own label outside of setting what that brand is?
Wow. I mean, like anything that we create, you have to kind of find inspiration from somewhere to begin with. And our inspiration is streetwear. It kind of worked out in our favor when everyone went into quarantine, that everyone started to wear joggers and hoodies and sweatshirts, because that is exactly the brand that we are. We're comfortable fashion, but trendy fashion. So you can be comfortable, but you can also still look fashionable and stylish. So yeah.
And we really started this like on our own. Like we were literally cutting every piece. So like, speaking of cutting edge, like we were truly in our backyard, like cutting things and bleaching things and
washing and drying
and
everything, like, every single item,
packaging them up and shipping them out. Like we literally, like our blood, sweat, and tears and bleach and scissors have like all been involved in this, in this journey for us. So we've really like dove in from the very beginning and have been extremely hands-on, literally.
And it's been a learning
literally
experience the
hands-on
entire way.
Every step of the way, clearly, with the bleach and the scissors. Can I just point out, gentlemen, if my eyes don't deceive me here, I'm seeing what you two gentlemen are wearing. Would these be two prime examples of a couple of products we've put together ourselves? Model it for us, boys. Model it for us. Give us a little shimmy, a little tweak.
So this is actually called the Not So Basic t-shirt, and it's great for women and men, obviously. You can tie it here, you can leave it open, you can show some skin, you can not if you want.
Yeah.
It's really soft. I just love how unique it is. I've never really seen something like this with all the kind of distressing and the bleaching. And then this is actually from our brand new collection. It's called the Loam Hoodie. And we quickly sold out of our first pass of these really, really fast. It kind of got us a lot of momentum and got a lot of people to notice us. So we're really proud of this newest collection. There's a matching jogger as well.
That's right.
Because you can get the whole suit, top and bottom. There you go, team. You've heard it here first from the designers themselves.
Oh yeah.
Hey Kyle, might I say another thing that you didn't quite point out? Your T-shirt has its own air conditioning. That's pretty cool.
Filtration system built in.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Right.
It's like technology all built in. Now, let me ask. So we've set the label, we've set the brand, we're out there now. What is the goal of the label? Are we looking at New York Fashion Week? Is it walking in Paris or walking the catwalk in Milan? What is the goal of the label?
That's a really great question, and I'm curious to know what his goal is. And I want
no pressure.
What kind of goal do you want for the company?
You know, something that he's really helped me with is dreaming big, and I really just appreciate that so much about him. So I'm not holding anything back. I want New York Fashion Week. I want Milan, Paris. You know, this has been a dream, and I think that if you dream really big, and even if you fall short, if you're like in that realm, you're still doing like some pretty awesome shit. So even if we never made it there, you know, we're still reaching for the stars. So that's something that I would really, really love. I just think that what we're doing is really special. And once people kind of get a hold of these pieces and get that feeling once they wear it, that we're doing something really great. And I just hope that we can reach, you know, people all over the country. We've had people buy things in Canada. So like anytime we're getting sales and we're kind of like seeing where they are in the country, we're like, do you know anyone in Arkansas, or do you know anyone in Canada? Do you know anyone in San Francisco? Like, it's really beautiful to see people's response and how far we've reached in even just a short amount of time.
Yeah. I guess I would just add on, my goal would to be global, to be worldwide. You know, we've gotten interest in other countries, and right now we don't ship internationally,
Wow.
but the fact that the desire is there makes us really excited that people are taking interest in our brand across the seas. So to eventually be global, to eventually be sold in stores, be that it's like an Urban Outfitters or Nordstrom or something like that, I would absolutely love. Just more people have the opportunity to know what subject to change is and to wear subject to change. So that would be my dream for us.
Well, I mean, that's part of exactly why we wanted to get you gents on the show, because we want to help push and promote what you guys are doing, because it's not just clothing, it's a whole awareness behind it and inclusiveness that honestly we think the world's in a place right now where that's as important as anything else. And that actually leads me to my next question. Fashion obviously can be quite controversial. We've known that throughout history, as have been the past 12 months. So here's what I want to know. Do you find inspiration from what's been happening in the world, and then do you bring that to your label and your designs?
Ooh, I know anything that I am passionate about or anything that I am hands-on in, I'm pulling inspiration from my day-to-day life. And it could be something notably positive or something notably negative, but I want to bring all of me into a project, and that includes me being an openly gay Black man, that includes me being an interdisciplinary artist. I want to reflect the world that I see around me, but in a beautiful way and in the way that we can only do it. So I think we definitely do pull the things that are happening now in the world, for instance. How can you not? How can you kind of put a blinder up to what's currently happening? And as, you know, an interracial couple as well, like, so we're really aware of the current times and where we stand in it, and what we want to project in the world because of that. So I think we definitely use the influence of the world and the influence of the things around us to kind of influence our fashion.
I agree. I think with us specifically together and our other co-founder, Brooke, like, we have a woman's perspective.
Yeah,
we have,
that's a
you
good
know,
point.
a gay white perspective. We have a gay Black perspective. Like, I think that our voices combined is just something really, really powerful. And we always kind of check in with each other, like all three of us, about how we're feeling about, you know, things going on in the world, how we can use our voices, and how we can just try to make everything, you know, a better place, and to really speak up when we feel like it's appropriate and when it's needed.
I love so much. I got to say, and obviously, we've had a bit of a chat beforehand and everything, but I love how a company that started, so small and innocent and is now branching out, like you said, all over the world, but has so much diverse influence in it from the 3 co-founders. I think that is such an amazing base point and platform to start from. It's just inspiring. So with that in mind, I want you to think, Grasan, I'm going to throw to you first, big guy. What is the most satisfying aspect of creating a gender-neutral clothing line and why?
The most satisfying, I would have to say that it's inclusive to everyone. So knowing that I can design a sweatshirt that I would wear, that he would wear, that my mom would wear, that my grandma would wear, that gives me satisfaction, knowing that it's not exclusive. The thing is that we all are part of something. We all want to feel like we fit in to something, literally and figuratively. And I think our brand is a reflection of that. It exemplifies that notion and that feeling of wanting to feel in and wanting to be a part of something. So that's my biggest feeling that I get, is that it's little kids can wear it to grandmas and still be
and
stylish.
Grandma's wearing it with them. Nice.
That's right.
They are.
Alrighty. So we appreciate you giving us all that. I'm going to ask you something a little different here. So this is one a little left of field. Kyle, I'm going to start with you, my friend. So clean slate here. Magic, it's what I call my genie question, all right? You get to rub the magic lamp here. If you can dress one person from any time throughout history, I want to know who it would be, and I want to know, more importantly, what are you dressing them in, my friend?
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Put you on the spot, buddy. I'm putting you on the spot.
I've never been asked that.
I figured.
Oh
Would it be like Katie?
oh my gosh!
Or a man or a woman?
I think honestly, I think that it would maybe be Katy Perry. I love her music, but I also just love her aura. I love her vibe. I love how carefree she is. I love pop music, so there's a little bit of me that is like always fangirling over like a pop diva. But she always expresses herself through fashion in normal life, in her stage performances, even on Idol. Like the way she expresses herself through fashion, I think is really inspiring to me personally. So she's someone that I would just like combust if I could actually like meet her and get to collaborate with something on her. I think that would be just like a truly a dream come true.
That's a pretty good one, my man. I like that. Katy Perry. She does rock it, doesn't she? All right, Grasan, quickly, have you got somebody throughout time? You got somebody you'd love to dress?
Oh, do I have someone? Oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking.
Or would you go Katy Perry as well?
Oh,
that's okay, man. We can stick with Katy Perry. It's all right.
Or I would dress her husband, or I would work on Orlando Bloom. So it'd be like a tandem kind of thing. So he would work on Katy Perry, and I would work on Orlando, and then we'd all be in the.
I tell you what, guys,
Perry Bloom
leave it with me. They're massive fans of the show. They're riding for me always. Leave it with me. I'll call. Hey, Kate Perry, Bloomy. Let's talk. Let's talk. I've got a couple of guys you need to meet. All right.
Please.
All right. Listen, boys.
Let's do that.
We are getting. Well, just leave it with me and my boss, Joe. Listen, we're getting to the fun part now. Now, as I mentioned, we play a game every time we have this show. And we've talked a lot about other people because you guys are gorgeous. You're all about helping other people, including other people. But now we're going to shift the focus to you two handsome blokes. Now, considering your life partners and you work together, this game should be easy, right? It's a little game. It's a little game I like to call, How Well Do You Know My Brand? The game. Now, here's the kicker. I'm going to ask each of you some searching questions about the other one. And I mean, you should get the right answer every time, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, these games are easy. How well do you know my brand? So here's how we're going to start. Grasan, I'm going to ask you about Kyle's brand. So basically about Kyle. Let's see if you get these answers right. Now, after each question, we're going to defer to you, Kyle. All right, Kyle, you're going to let us know. Was he right? Was he close? Was he completely off the mark? No pressure, boys, all right? No pressure. Friday afternoon. All right.
I feel it.
Here we go, great man. Here's number one, baby. You ready?
All right.
What's something What is something that Kyle was afraid of as a child?
Oh, something that Kyle was afraid of as a child.
Just a warm-up
Not
question.
wearing
Just a
biker
warm-up question.
Wearing full pants.
He was
Like
afraid
that.
of a full pant. He was afraid of a
Full
full
pants. Kyle, is that true?
I mean,
Was
yeah,
that true,
I love
Kyle?
biker shorts. Yeah, yeah.
Bang! Bike shop from one. I love that. Hey, Kyle, I've seen your photos, buddy. Can I just mention, and if you go to the website, you'll see Kyle and his legs. You'll see why he wanted to show those legs too. Let me tell you, they're worth showing. All righty, number two. Grasan, what was Kyle's favorite food growing up? What did he love to eat?
Bread.
Literally.
Wait a minute. Kyle, you're a model. You're trim, you're slim, you're ripped, you're a bread eater? That just makes
I
us hate
still
you even
eat
more.
bread,
you
like-
handsome.
Yeah.
Just bread. I
Wow.
love it.
The secret's out.
I told you. I called it. Chiseled from marble, these blokes. Alrighty, fast forward to now then, Grasan. What's Kyle's favorite meal right now? Does it still involve bread or is it something else?
It's something else.
Ooh.
Vegetable. His favorite food is vegetables, probably kale.
Nice. Now
Right.
that's something we'd more expect from you, Kyle. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Kale's nice. I like kale. Do you like it when you put it in the oven? You make like kale chips. Ooh. Kyle's eating the
yeah.
kale. Kyle's kale.
Roasted
Kale with
kale.
Kyle. That could be a whole show on its own.
Kale with Kyle.
I would eat it cooked, raw, steamed. I love kale. It's really weird.
And it's really good for you too.
Yeah.
We mention it's really good for you too. All right, we're going to shift a little away from food here, Grasan. You ready? I'm going to try and catch you up.
I'm ready.
What was the first album that Kyle ever owned? First album.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna guess Brandy's. Have you ever? No?
Close.
Okay.
It's a girl group.
The little
Oh! I do like a little This T-Boy doing his best.
What is your album?
Were they British?
TLC. TLC.
Oh!
Yeah.
I knew that.
You were
I
close.
knew
That
that.
was quite
Pretty
close.
sexy,
I
cool.
actually did know that.
Alrighty, are you ready? Here we go. Last question now. Last question. You guys are doing really great. So you're
All right.
flying, baby. What was Kyle's dream job when he was a kid?
Oh, if it wasn't Broadway, then it was probably modeling for Diesel or Armani or those. Either Broadway
The
or
high-
modeling for Big Gang.
All of
Kyle,
the
can you confirm? All of the above. Grasan, what a
Confirm.
partner you are. Like, there it is. Bing. Did you hear a little bing? Bing. Yeah.
I heard it.
Grasan, I think you nailed them all,
I heard
baby.
it.
I think you nailed them all. That was 5 out of 5.
I think
All right.
so.
All right, shake him out, boys. Shake him out. Shake him out. We're about to flip the script here, gentlemen. So, Kyle,
I'm nervous.
we're going to ask you some questions about the great man, Grasan. We want to know about Grasan's brand. Are we ready? Kyle, first question for you, big guy. What was Grasan's favorite school subject growing up? So when he grabbed his box after recess, what did he get most excited about? He's like, yes!
Well, I know what it was not.
We'll take that one. That could be more fun. We'll take that one.
It was not history.
That's correct.
Oh,
You know my favorite subject.
I mean, is music a subject?
Of course. I'll take music as a subject. I mean, if it works on Jeopardy, it definitely works on the show.
It was math. Math was my favorite subject.
What? Math? Oh my God, math give me
Math
nightmare.
is
You're
my
gonna make me
least
sweat.
favorite.
Kyle, I'm with you. I can. 1 + 1 = 3 to me still to this very day. Oh, math hurts just thinking about that. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. I'm getting sweaty here, man. Woo, woo. Alrighty. This one's more thematic. Kyle, what was there an embarrassing fashion moment in Grasan's adolescence?
So many. There is a picture
Those
of
eyeballs.
Grasan-
I know.
There is a picture of Grasan with his classmate in Juilliard, Betsy, and I think in his mind he was trying to look like Lenny Kravitz, but it wasn't executed properly. He's wearing a red women's top that is cropped and like black latex pants, sunglasses, over tweezed eyebrows, and gray eye contacts.
Wow.
I mean,
Man.
Grasan, I feel like I could have seen you walking down the street wearing that last week, buddy. Did you pull that out again like that?
A little bit better this time.
Dude, I love that. Listen, you know what makes the noise when you go out? All eyes on you, baby. All eyes on you.
Why not?
Kyle, I'm gonna ask you a cutesy little question, Kyle. You ready? This is like a little like kind of romantic. You guys should hug each other right on this question. You ready? What's the first thing you found attractive about Grasan?
Oh, wow. Wow.
That wasn't the reaction I expected.
I mean, well, I'm taking back. I'm like envisioning the first time I ever met him, and I know exactly where it was. I know exactly the day that it was. I definitely was obviously attracted to him physically, but he was really confident and just kind of carefree, and was really just like instantly down to have conversation, and wasn't like standoffish, or there wasn't any like awkward moments. He was just really open to like meeting me and just creating a friendship and conversation, even though he didn't like me when we first met.
I was waiting for it.
Whoa! It sounds like there's a story, a whole other story. That's for episode 2. Kyle, hold on to that, buddy.
Yes.
When we do episode 2 with you handsome blokes, we're going to dig a little further into that one. All righty, team. All righty. And confident. Can I just go back to confident? After that first outfit he was wearing, the man could only ever be confident. Please, we love that about him. All righty, team. Very last one before we let you go. We're gonna ease the pressure on you. All righty. We're gonna finish this game. Last question for you, Kyle. What superpower would Grasan just love to have?
Oh dear, this is the last one. Well, I'm gonna say time travel.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite one.
Teleport. I mean,
Grasan, is he right? Oh, that's the same thing.
Yeah, I would love to teleport and be telekinetic.
Telepathic.
Where's the first place you would teleport to, Grasan? First place you would teleport to if you had that skill. Oh,
I would go home
answer.
to visit my family. Yeah, without having to be on an airplane.
I hear you, man. I hear. Did you hear those bings? I was going to say, see, bro, bing us out. These guys nailed it. They got them all right. Great work, gentlemen. Great work. Listen, that is all the time we have for our game on our Fun Friday. Thank you so much for participating. There is another show and another doozy of a game. That was our game of the week. How well do you know my brand, The Game, with our newest fashion-forward friends, Grasan and Kyle. Gents, all I can say is thank you so much for joining us today. It was so insightful getting to know both you and the clothing label you built that just keeps on growing. Let's be honest, I could use some fashion hints and tips. That's why Joe wanted to get you guys on today. I mean, he's always yelling at me and he's telling me, you realize there are more colors in the spectrum than just black, white, and gray. Well, if there are, I haven't seen them yet. I'm going to check your website. To keep up with everything that Grasan and Kyle are doing, along with their latest fashion drops, team, you know what you have to do. Just look down below. All their information is down there. Before we release you both, just one more question. I know I'm all about the questions. I'm going to start with you, Grasan. Can you tell us what's coming up next for you? What are you working on, buddy?
What's coming up next? I'm working on I just did a virtual concert, a 45-minute set, singing music from my career to music that has been with me through my childhood. So that was a lot of fun to perform and sing again. That will be premiering in June. So a little bit of time before that comes out, but that is with Musical Theater West. It'll be on my social right here. So you'll find that in
Point
June.
it out down below. There it is.
Yeah, and then continually auditioning, and I'm in the process of developing and writing a new series. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, we're definitely bringing you blokes back. You guys have got a whole lot going on. Remember, all their socials are down the bottom, team. They're going to update us on everything they're doing, and we want to make sure everybody at home jumps on and supports you guys and sees everything you're up to. Kyle, over to you, big guy. What have you got coming up, my friend? What are you working on?
Oh my God. Well, we are working really hard on our Subject to Change Pride collection.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a really big announcement that we are so excited to share. We can't quite break the news yet, but something really big, something exciting for us is coming. So stay tuned, but we're doing something really epic for Pride this year. So look out for Subject to Change in June. We want to make sure that you're all a part of that.
Absolutely.
You boys are teasing me so bad right now. Can I have at least one guess? Can I just get one guess? Can I guess it's Katy Perry? Is it Katy Perry?
I mean,
Me.
All right. All right. So you just take us right to the edge and like, I can't say anymore. Listen,
Just gotta tune in
as
in
ever.
June.
Oh, we're going to tune in June, all right? We're going to keep up with you boys. We're going to bring you back on the show, and then we're going to find out and hear all about it, and we're excited about it. Once again, gentlemen, thank you so much for giving us your time today. As ever, thank you at home for joining us on the show for another episode of Good Times, which is all we do here. I hope you had as much fun as we did, and we always do. And please remember, if you have an artist or a content creator, drop their name in the comments below, along with a question you are dying to get answered. And rest assured, we'll get them on the show. We'll get them talking because that's what we do. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the show. And remember, we are live all the time you see us. So turn on your notifications by hitting the bell icon. See, bro, give me some bell. Bam, 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 bam. There it is. So you don't miss an episode. Until next time, lovely people, have fun, dress well, and always stay beautiful.